Hello guys, hope mnaendelea vizuri. So today I just want to give some highlights on in the field of academia. There are some majors in people don't know about them, and these are in healthcare field, and they are really high paying, and few people know about them. And what I can say is this: there's a high shortage now in the US for those professionals. Most of you guys, when you go to a hospital, you only know nurses and doctors, and that's it. There are a bunch of people back there that they are in behind the scenes, and they will contribute to your diagnosis. And I can say healthcare in the US is really fragmented. They have really gone into specifics, so much specification, so that they can get a real approach or real professionals to really know what they are doing. So I can say there is 5 professions that I am going to just highlight for you guys, so that you can get to know which one you would like, apart from nursing and medical school. These professions have high salaries, and they are regulated by various entities for licensing. So the first one is respiratory therapist. So respiratory therapists are the people that deal with patients that have breathing problems. Let's say a baby is born that the lungs are not fully mature. They are the ones that deal with those people. Let's say people who have chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Let's say patients that have asthma, patients that, like, if you have COVID and you are failing to breathe, those are the people that will come and take care of you, respiratory therapist. And most of the time they will even take, they are the ones that take, there's something in the hospital or in the lab that we normally analyze called blood gases. So they're the ones that come and take arterial blood gas from your arm, and they're the ones that will bring to the lab, and then we'll analyze them. So that it's a very wide scope. You'll normally see them in emergency rooms, but you won't know because people are in uniform and you cannot know. But if you see the badge, you'll see it's a respiratory therapist. That's number one. And the average salary for respiratory therapist ranges from $60,000 and goes way up to almost $80,000 per year. So the second one is a radiology technologist. Radiology technologist is a very skilled person that you will see them most of the time again in emergency rooms. You will see them pushing some kind of a trolley that looks like a machine. So those guys will come and take your x-rays, and they will check your heart. The x-ray will take a picture of you, and then they will take those images to convey to a radiologist. A radiologist is an MD who is specialized in radiology. So those are the technologists. They just deal with machines. It's just easy. Take pictures, send to radiologists. They don't even interpret. You don't have even to think. The only thing you do is just to take pictures. Under radiology technologists, there is another specialization that they will come and do ultrasound. So ultrasound again is another specialization. Sonographer is another specialization under radiology technology. The more you specialize in this country, the more you get more money. So there's a sonographer. Sonographer is a radiology technologist that only deal with, most of the time, cardio patients. They are the ones that do EKG. They're the ones that do echocardiogram. So those are the people that deal with that. Some people will do radiology technology and then they will be trained to do sonography. But some people will go to school to just study sonographer. So sonographer, those are the ones that deal with ultrasound again and do EKG and echocardiogram. So those are the professions that I wanted to tell you guys. Number 3 is a pathologist assistant. Pathology assistant is a highly scoped practice that it's a master's degree. You do your undergraduate in either biology, biochemistry, or even like me, medical technology. Actually, most of the people who work in the lab as a medical laboratory scientist, they will end up going for masters and doing pathology assistant, because the scope of practice, you're just upgrading. So pathology assistant, they work with pathologists in autopsy. They work with pathologists preparing autopsy reports. They do tissue dissection. They're the ones that analyze the tissues, and they're the ones that give reports to pathology. They do something called macroscopic analysis. They see a tissue and they will tell a pathologist if it's good for analysis. That's what I mean. The average salary for a pathologist assistant is $100,000 a year and above. And it's a master's program. It's a 2-year program, master's program, and then you do the licensing for American Society for Clinical Pathology, ACP. It's almost the same with medical technology, but higher scope. They are on the same level with physician assistants and nurse practitioners. But the difference is you will not see patients. Your work is just to deal with tissues that come from the lab, or let's say somebody has died and they want to take a sample. So they will take a dissection of the sample, prepare it for pathology review. That's the work of a pathology assistant. Number 3, nuclear medicine. Nuclear medicine is in the branch of radiology, but the only difference with nuclear medicine technologies is the only difference is they are the ones that administer radioisotopes on a patient, and they will see how that radioactive material will react in the patient's body for diagnosis of malignancies like cancer and all those type of malignancies that might be invading the patient, or any other thing that the patient might be having. So it's a highly skilled profession. Nuclear medicine technologies, there's a high shortage, and also they are really, really, really paid well. It's almost $70,000 and above minimum for base pay for nuclear, and it's a 2-year program. Most of the people who have radiology technologist degree or associate degree will specialize and do nuclear medicine. So those are the profession. Number 5 is a physician assistant. Physician assistant is a branch in the medical field. They work under a doctor. It's a master's degree again. You must be having real high scientific background. Let's say you have a degree in biology, biochem, microbiome, or any other degree that is in the science field. And then you go and do a master's degree in physician assistant. These people are really trained in diseases, especially pathophysiology of diseases, and they will understand how diseases. You will see physician assistants working in the ER. Most of the time, they are the ones that order labs. They work in the same scope of practice with nurse practitioners. The only difference is nurse practitioners, they work in clinics more independently. Pathology in physician assistants, they work most in the bigger hospitals, whereby they see many patients, and they are the ones that help physicians in diagnosis of patients. So the physician assistant, the average, they almost start with 100K and above, and go up to almost 200,000. It's almost in the same scope with pathologist assistants. So the last one I'm going to talk about is physical therapist. Physical therapist is another regulated body. They are the ones that deal with patients that have problem with their motors, like kutembea, walking all over. So they're the ones that help the patients in recovery who have been in trauma, how to flex their muscles and all that, things that deal with physical movements. So it's a master's degree. It's a 2-year program, and then you'll do the licensing, and then you're done. They are needed all over, and it's a really good profession. It almost starts with almost $80,000 a year. That's the best pay. So in general, there are many professions out there. It's just you to discover what suits you. Another thing I just wanted to finish is the US fiscal year began September. So after the end of September, the fiscal year started. So you can apply for the visas now. I think they are really open. If your papers are straightforward, you will get a visa. That one I can't lie to you. So try your luck, apply for schools, and try your luck to see if you can get the US visa for the F1 students. So have a good day, and I wish you all the best and success in everything that you're doing.